Okay, so if you're clicking on this video, chances are you are this close to pulling the trigger on the brand new Panasonic Lumix S5 Mark II, but you still have some questions that really haven't been answered on YouTube, and that's what my goal is going to be for all of you guys today. Now, here's a full disclaimer. I am not sponsored by anyone. I have like 200 and some subscribers, so that says a lot right there. I am not getting paid by YouTube because I haven't even hit 1,000 subs yet. So this video is going to be an unfiltered, unbiased review for all of you guys here today. I'm not going to be going in depth over what this camera can do, some of its features and all. If you want to see that stuff, please go on the Panasonic website or see some other fantastic YouTube videos that have gone in depth for that. But my goal today is to really film this camera and test it. Number one, with the 20 to 60 millimeter kit lens that I have on it right now. And number two, in situations that might not be perfect or ideal for filming. In other words, scenarios where the lighting might not be perfect, maybe some run and gun style shooting where you just need to focus on something quickly or to get that shot really quickly and see exactly how reliable the camera is going to be. That's the goal with today's video. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the video. Right now we're at 2000 ISO. Shutter speed is at 50. We're filming in 6K open gate at 24 frames per second. I've got the animal tracking on and look, it's already identified it. It seems like it's finding Oscar. Say hi, buddy. Oh, it's hunting a little bit. There we go. We pulled focus back. Oh, look at that sleepy boy. Leave a like down below if you're a dog person. Not my best, but not bad. You want to know something that people haven't been testing with the Lumix? Hats. How is the face eye auto tracking and auto detect working when I have a hat on my head? Is it still going to struggle to find me? Because right now I don't, oh, the box just popped up when it sees the eye. So I still do have the box right now in the frame. But the moment I do this, is it still recognizing my face? How was the autofocus there? Okay, what about, let's say in a cluttered environment? Don't judge my garage, it's a mess. So this is my Datsun. If you guys are fans, if you guys are automotive fans, be sure to check my other channel out, Izzy's Autos. That's my primary YouTube channel. This is just my separate vlog YouTube channel for tech and all that stuff. But how's it like now? So just kind of moving around in this environment, there's a lot going on in the background, lots of different colors, lots of contrast. Is it still doing a good job on my face? What if we go and take this away from my face and check out maybe something in the engine bay? Let's take a peek. Okay, let's do a quick walk here. Get an idea of the image stabilization. I'm starting to sound like Sean Connery. All right, and let's go back here again. Let's run to the back. How stable is this looking, guys? How stable is this looking? The answer should be pretty damn stable. How's the noise? Is the noise too much? Granted, this is not the fastest lens. It isn't ideal for low light. But how is the noise? Is it doing a decent job? I hope it is. I really hope it is. Okay, so downtown Edmonton, it's nighttime, about 9 o'clock here. We're gonna go for a little stroll. We're gonna go and take some videos of the city center and in particular the Ice District. It's got some really nice lights there and a cool little skating rink right in the middle. It's also going to be a really good chance for us to see how good the ISO and low-level performance is on the S5 Mark II. So yeah, I'm really excited to see how good this thing performs, and we're still on the 20 to 60 millimeter kit lens.
I don't think he likes this jacket.
He doesn't like this jacket?
No, look at him shaking. I think it makes him colder.
Oh, poor guy.
Than anything.
That is Edmonton's tallest tower. I don't think he really cares. I don't think he really cares at all. No. It's so funny how you always get like so awkward in front of the camera.
Because I hate
It's the funniest thing ever.
Because I hate being videotaped.
What's that?
You said you were like that once upon a time, and now.
This is true. This is true. So, if you are from Edmonton, you do know that there is a pretty big problem with this city, and that is, it's kind of in a bad state right now. When it comes to it being clean, when it comes to, unfortunately, homelessness and just drugs. I mean, there's a needle right over here that Oscar nearly started touching and smelling, and that's pretty bad. That is, yeah, that's not something you want to see. And unfortunately, it just happens to be the case with our city right now. It sucks. It sucks that they're trying to do things with the Ice District, but you still have clothes down here. It's just not well kept. The city is not in the best state. And that right there, let's say if a dog goes and bites that or pokes the dog and kills the dog, that's not very convenient for many people. And yeah, that's unfortunately the state of Edmonton's downtown. It's not the best right now. Should be focusing. Focus. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. In low light situations, the autofocusing doesn't always work that well. And this is a prime example. There we go. Now it pulled focus. So maybe it has to do a little bit with the lens, but it should be faster than this. Yeah. Okay. See, here's another prime example of it not focusing when it should be focusing. And right now I have it in, I believe, the single point AF, and it should be pulling focus quicker than that. Yeah, it should be doing a little bit of a better job focusing there. And this is something that just wasn't really visible in the majority of the YouTube videos out there. They were mostly filmed in well-lit situations with perfect lighting, and the conditions were excellent with the most expensive and best lenses possible from the Panasonic lineup. But in this case, as we can see in a couple of my demonstrations, especially in darker environments where the ISO is cranked, it struggles to lock on focus on certain objects that are close or right where the autofocus point is on the camera, which hopefully we'll be able to change with some firmware updates in the near future. So here's another test here of different lighting. This is actually a really, really good example here. So we're changing with the lighting as we go through, and yeah, thank you for doing that. So this is a good example here that we can test how the autofocus is working, and you can tell right now it's not doing a very good job with the lighting that is changing as the scene progresses. We're just going down this tunnel here, and it seems to get better after it takes some time to think about it. And maybe this could be changed with your autofocus settings, with your sensitivity and speed. Right now my sensitivity is in it's 0 and speed is at 5, I believe. I've played with it at 5 and 5 and it's a little bit more responsive. But if you're looking for that more natural change in focus, then you wouldn't really want it all that fast. But yeah, this was actually a really good good example here of what it's like with different lighting quickly changing as you're filming. Focus. See, it's almost like it wants to focus up close. Come on, focus. Focus. It's almost like it's stuck. It gets stuck with wanting to grab things closer than far. And I think that that's honestly because of the contrast. Yeah, see, then it does that. It's a bit bizarre. So it'll still need some work for sure, because that should be a little bit faster. But the one thing I will say is that the low light performance does seem to be pretty damn good on this camera. So based on what I've seen so far, I think the results are going to be pretty damn good for a lens that isn't really best suited for low light video. Were you as surprised as me? Okay, so there's no denying that some of the videos that I shot with this camera were very good and some left to be desired. The reality is this camera does things very well. It's got a beautiful picture quality. It's really good in low light. Its phase detect autofocus is heaps better, miles better than its predecessor. It is way better than the Fuji autofocus as far as I'm concerned. I just came from the Fuji X-T4. I had that camera for 2 years. This is by far much better. But there are still some things that need to be tweaked with the autofocus on this camera. And we saw that in the videos, especially in low light. When you are trying to focus on certain objects in low light, whether you're focusing on, let's say, a stagnant object or maybe even your face, it does tend to hunt and in some cases really have a hard time pulling focus on the object. Now, we have to take this into consideration. That could be a limitation of the lens. This is not the most ideal low light lens. It's only f3.5 to f5.6. That is not the fastest lens and it's not really ideal for low light. However, that is something you want to take into consideration if you're planning on just getting the package deal which comes with this kit lens. This camera does things super well, but there's no denying there are some tweaks that need to be made that hopefully will be adjusted with software updates in the future. But I guess only time will tell. If you did like the video and you found it helpful, you're going to hear from everybody, but do consider leaving a like. It's a small channel. I enjoy doing these videos. And if you had a good time watching it, I'm glad you did. Leave a like and let us know what your thoughts are on the Lumix S5 Mark II. We'll see you next time.